In this video, we'll be talking about how to find percent composition. Percent composition can be thought of as how much of the mass of a compound comes from each element. In our example, it says calculate the percent composition of magnesium sulfate. Sometimes we'll only have to calculate for a specific element, and we would be told that in the problem. But since this is leaving it open-ended, we'll assume we're going to calculate for the magnesium, sulfur, and oxygen. So first thing we do in these problems is to go ahead and actually calculate the molar mass of magnesium sulfate. To do that, we're going to need the mass of magnesium off the periodic table, which is 24.31 grams. We're also going to need the molar mass for sulfur, which is 32.065 grams, which we can round up to 36.07 grams, and the mass of oxygen, which is 16.00 grams. And then we need to multiply each of these by the number of that atom that we have. We only have one magnesium and one sulfur, so we don't need to worry about multiplying by 1 in those cases, but we do have 4 oxygens, and so we need to multiply the oxygen by 4. Then we need to add all 3 of these answers together. Whenever we do this math, we should get our answer is 120.38 grams, and that's for our entire magnesium sulfate. Now we're going to take the individual masses of each of the elements, magnesium, sulfur, and oxygen, and we're going to divide it by that total mass and multiply by 100. For the magnesium, this should mean taking the mass of magnesium, which is 24.31 grams, dividing it by 120.38 grams, multiplying by 100, and that should give us our answer, which I calculated to be 20.19%. We can go ahead and do this for the other elements also. Our next element is sulfur, which has a molar mass of 32.07 grams. We're going to divide that by 120.38, just like last time, and multiply by 100%. And whenever we solve this, we should get that this equals 26.64% of our total mass. The last element we're going to solve for is oxygen. The difference between oxygen and the magnesium and the sulfur is that there are 4 oxygens in our compound, which means we're not just going to use 16, we're going to use 16.00 grams times 4, and then divide that by 120.38 grams, just like we did before, and multiply by 100%. Whenever we do the math, we should get an answer which is 53.16%. And if we add all 3 of these up, we should get a number that's very close to 100%. In this case, by adding them all up, we get 99.99, and the difference here is probably just rounding because we did have to round in each of these problems. But 99.99 tells us that we probably did this correctly because it's very close to 100.